Well, I remember Saturday morning, July 7th, very vividly. I woke up that morning and I began to drink some coffee, and I was just on my iPad surfing the internet through Facebook, and I ran across a story on Channel 7 about a fire at the Augusta Levy Center, and I knew that Faith Community Church was meeting there.
My brother called me and told me that the church was on fire. We all went up there and we sat there on the sidewalk and watched the fire. What are we going to do? We need God to lead us.
Ray Carney from Faith Community Church called me. I said, "Ray, how you doing?" And he said, "Man, not good, brother." And so I knew at that moment that we were in the midst of a crisis, but I also knew that because we're better together, that there was hope. When I got here, I was able to see all the fire trucks fighting the fire at the building. I was able to meet up with Pastor Pete and spend some time just kind of hearing what they were thinking and what their strategy was. When a church burns to the ground, it's a crisis moment. And I kid you not, that afternoon, I was communicating with Dr. Hennard and people from the state convention who were saying, you know what, you're not in this alone.
One of the reasons I'm glad about our Ola18 offering is because it allows us to help churches that get into trouble, that have trouble. I heard about, through the grapevine, about the church burning down up in the Upper Ohio Valley, and so I reached out to Ed Goodman, called him to find out what happened and then what could we do to help.
So we were receiving help before we even knew before we even had established what our situation was going to be and everything like that. There were people reaching out at that point right away. The 21 churches in this Upper Ohio Valley Baptist Association, it's like one big family, and the state as well. We're grateful for all the help, and that is just the brotherhood of Christ working together.
I was a DOM who was not alone in that situation. Faith Community Church was a congregation that was not alone in that situation. We're better together through the Ola18 State Missions offering, and we had hope that, hey man, this is just a bump in the road, and not only are we going to navigate this, Faith Community Church is going to end up better because of the Ola18 State Missions offering. So here's a campus that was kind of stagnant in its development. Now it's going to end up being built much quicker than anybody ever thought because of the Ola18 State Missions offering.
That was on a Saturday. Sunday morning, we had services. We were determined not to let that dissuade us in any, to keep the faith and to keep pushing forward. And we ended up having service here in the park. It just is revitalizing the congregation. 40 years I've been in North Wheeling, and I've seen the decline. So I'm deeply rooted in this neighborhood, and it means a lot that God has laid it on my heart, that God has included me in everything that's going on right now to further His kingdom, to further the gospel of Jesus Christ in this neighborhood.
We're going to be able to provide help for that church as they rebuild. They were in a rented facility, but now it's going to kind of stir them to redo a building that's on their property and to look at a more permanent facility there. And one of the reasons we can do that is because through disaster relief and emergency relief, there's things that we can do to help that church, to get them on their feet, to help them begin reaching their community with the gospel.
So the Ola18 State Missions offering, in a very real way, is spurring us to reach out and believe God for greater things, and it's increasing our faith. And so by investing in churches, by reassuring and encouraging associations, the Ola18 State Missions offering is having a great impact in the Upper Ohio Valley Baptist Association.
I'm Pastor Pete Carney from Faith Community Church, and we are going to the North Wheeling community.